Hi, this is On Imagination. I'm looking at business. I'm looking at authenticity, and I think I know what it is. I just got this ad on my Instagram, or maybe it's YouTube. I don't know what the app this is, but I just got this, and I felt it. It was YouTube, and I felt it as soon as he started talking. I went, it's canny. And that's it. It's that right there. Is it just me, or is everyone just all businessed out from business? Is it just me, or is everyone just businessed out? Like, and no. This is it. This is what I want to just sit in for a while. I am so sick of the uniformity of business that I can't stomach that business, that realm anymore. And that's just it. I can't. Oh my God, where's the art? Where's the originality? Where's the authenticity? Where's the creativity? Where's the individuality? And I just can't do it. And no, this is me. I am protesting. I am boycotting. And I can't do it anymore. I cannot do one more thing that's inauthentic. I don't think I ever did, just for the record. But I mean, I really can't do it anymore. And I'm at a point, I've got emails that come in, and it's the no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm going, okay, so how do I get my message out there? I don't know. It's suffocating. It's suffocating. And that's what it is. It is so suffocating. And I don't want to go there. Like, every part of my body's going, no, I don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. No. Okay, what do you want to do? I want to do art. Okay, what kind of art do you want to do? I want to do theater and story. Theater and story. Okay, I can do theater and story. So my options are theater. I wrote story, so okay, we're gonna do story first. And theater, and that's it. I just want to do play. You know what I love about the word play? Let's talk about the word play. Play. And this I think is it. Is when people say play, does anyone else notice that you go to see a play, and then when you're home, you're playing? And then when we talk about playtime, it's make-believe. And that's what we do in theater. And I'm going, if I didn't know better, I would say that the word play, as in I went to see a play this weekend, has the same etymological comparisons to the word play, as in children are playing. So children put on theatrical productions without a script, and maybe that's just what I need. And I'm going, okay, so we have a play. Let's just do it. Let's just do something completely different. All right. And now for something completely different. Let's do it. So we have theater. We have play. I can do play. And we got a game here. We've got the game. And I want to get costume. More than just my crowns. I want more than my crowns. And what I see is, well, I got my practical science, my simple science for practical purposes. And I think that's really, there's, like, I can't stand one more advertisement. I can't stand one more. It's just, I can't do it. I can't do it, Captain. I just can't do it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this? And I think it's just this massive saturation of business. And And my brain is just rejecting it. It's going, no, 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 just reject, just reject. It just reeks of inauthenticity. And I'm going, if there's that much inauthenticity, all right. So I'm going to pretend, and none of us did this when we were children. Not one of us. Like, okay, I did pretend to be a business owner. But it was more like a medieval war room where it was like, all right, let's all sit down and convene and let's discuss this. What is the plan? That's what we did. We strategized. That is what I made believe on. I made believe on strategy. Let's strategize. Strategizing was amazing. I love strategizing. What's the mission? And the quest. We're back to the questing again. And that's it right there. That's it right there. It just let's just fine. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Questing. It's the questing. This is coming to me. And I saw Walking Dead and I can't remember Ezekiel. I loved Ezekiel. Everything about Ezekiel, I went, this is a man who understands me. Ezekiel, this is a man who understands me. This is a man who understands my life. I get this. Ezekiel. And that's just it. I understood Ezekiel on such a level. He sat on a stage with his tiger. Yes, I could understand this. And I think that's really, I think we're just tired. When you're tired and you want relief. Now that makes sense to me. We all should just shrug together. That's what we need to do. We all should just shrug together. Maybe that's the breaking point. Maybe that's the breaking point, is that moment when we all just shrug and we all just put it down and we quit. When we just say enough. No more rules. I was talking to somebody the other day about currency, and I realized I have my currency, and my currency is knowledge, which I know how to get. Oh, I know how to get that. So that's not a problem for me. And my currency is weed, and my currency is literally people growing and nourishing. Like, that is my currency. Are you nourished? Are you growing? This is my currency. Nourishment of others and growth of others. This is my currency. Let me grow you, damn it. Grow. Like that's my currency. And that's really it. And it's being told what my currency should be is like, I don't have value for any other currency. I don't. And this whole, and I think this is really it, is we're at an age where, this is it exactly. We all have our own currency. We're all shifting so that we're being told what we have to value. And I see a lot of people, NEETs do this really well. NEETs are going, no, I don't know. And they're just putting it down and they're walking away. And really what it is this massive just no more. No more. The people have all of the power. Parents have all of the power. They always have. They always have. And It's you and I have a relationship. We just don't know it yet. I mean, I know it. I'm trying to figure out what that is, and you're trying to figure out what it is. And aside from a video that pops up every now and then in your life, and you go, "Oh, this is interesting," or maybe not. We have a relationship, and the relationship works like this. I don't know. I know what I want to do. I don't know how to do it yet. And what I want to do is play with you. And I want to do a game with you. And I don't know the ratio. That's really what I'm trying to figure out is the ratio. And I want to tell you stories. I want to be your adult make-believe friend. I want to be your imaginary friend. There you go. I am your imaginary friend who provides you with simple science for practical purposes. But I'm a grasshopper. And I think that's really it is, no, I don't know. I'm still standing at this box of components going, I have no idea what this thing is going to be that I'm building. I have no idea. I feel like I'm looking into a toy box. This time, I feel like I'm looking in a disorganized toy box. I'm just staring into a toy box. And I'm going, well, this is new. I've never looked into a toy box before. I was really quiet for like 3 days, and now I'm very talkative. And it's probably because I stored up on the silence for 3 days of I just got to sit and think. And now I'm in this room and I'm looking at this toy box and it's got all these components inside of it. It's Tinker Toys. And I got to figure out what I'm building with this. And I just have this massive urge to just go back to childhood. And every time I think I come to where I'm going, I'm there for a period of time and then I'm on to the next story. And sometimes the stories are, I'm the narrator, and sometimes I just want to play, and sometimes I want to dissect something. And it goes so fast that I can't settle on anything. And I'm so, and I whatever they tell you should do doesn't apply to humans anymore. It doesn't apply to humans. It doesn't apply to the natural human. So that's it. You have the natural human, and then you have the robot human. That really does a lot to simplify everything. And all these robot humans are just sick and tired of being robots. It's like we're all Pinocchio, and we're all going, can we be a real boy now? Why am I talking about Pinocchio? I hate Pinocchio. But that's it. We've all been fake for so long that we can't handle it anymore. We're done with being fake. We're done with being robots. We want to be real. I want to be a real boy. And we don't. And this is it. It feels like I don't know how to even be real. I've been hiding for so long that I don't even know how to be real. But I've never worn a mask. I've just secluded myself away. All I've ever done is hide. Excuse me. I had a moment there where I was like, oh my God, I got to sneeze. Can I mute this before I sneeze? And then there was this moment of tension, and I made it. It took me a while to realize, oh, I can just mute it when I have to sneeze. I don't have a working bone in my body. I don't. I don't have an obedient bone in my body. I am a grasshopper. A grasshopper is somebody who nourishes others who work. A grasshopper is somebody who nourishes others. And I don't know how to it's like we are rediscovering humanity. That's exactly what it feels like. Rediscover humanity. And we don't even know what that looks like anymore to even rediscover it. And I've tried the really long ass videos that last for 4 hours. I've tried the live coverage all day long. I've tried the 5-minute videos and the 20-minute videos. And I've studied everything there is to study about humanity and ethics and what makes a good person and what makes a bad person. And I've studied authenticity. I have studied every stage and depth of humanity that there is to study. And if I were to take all of my knowledge and summarize it into this is the answer, it really does come down to humanity. It really does come down to authentic. Author. It's in the word author. It's being the author. The author. And the word, and this is where I love the writing world, but the word author does not belong to writers. Oh, good God, it does not. There is a mindset that happens to you when you write a book. And I realized that mindset that happens to you when you write a book it's not something that stays with you when you only write a book. It's something that stays with you long before you write the book. The author mindset is not about, oh, I want to write a book. It comes long before you do. You could be an author long before you write. The author mindset is, I'm going to make my choices. I'm going to navigate my life. I'm going to steer my ship. It's being a pirate. It is very much being a pirate. Oh my God, is it? I studied a lot on pirates. In some cases, they were thieves. In almost every case, they were mutineers. In some cases, it was political. They didn't agree with the politics and they said, fuck you. I love this about Jack Sparrow. So a lot of people don't know this. Pirates of the Caribbean has an entire backstory to it that's not at all in any of the stories. You have to read the backstory, and it's only available on Wikipedia. There is an entire backstory with Jack Sparrow that's not in the movies. So I have to share it with you. So Jack Sparrow used to work for the East India Trading Company. He used to work for them. And this is why they hunted him. He had a ship. I can't remember the name of it. It was like the Maiden or something. It was the Black Pearl's first name. And he had to pick up some cargo. So he had the ship and he sailed her out to go get the cargo, only to find out that the cargo were black slaves. And he went, oh, fuck no. So he freed the slaves. That was Teodomo's group, and all the black people that you saw in Teodomo's region in the second movie, those were all the people that Jack Sparrow saved. He freed them. And then after he freed them, well, he went pirate because he refused to participate in slave trade. When the East India Trading Company found out that he released the slaves, the cargo, instead of delivering it into the slave trade, they branded him a pirate and hunted him down. They successfully sank his ship. When his ship was sinking, he made the deal with Davy Jones, and that's when Davy Jones showed up, made the deal to resurrect the ship. The ship was renamed the Black Pearl, and he had 10 years of being a captain before his debt became due. He was a man. I love pirates. There were a few pirate stories like that. That was one of many from the 1600s when I studied pirating. There was politics. There was a disagreement on ethics. A lot of that was it. A lot of disagreement on ethics. Somebody was hired by the Italian crown. Somebody didn't like the Italian crown's ethics. Someone fell into a disagreement with the crown and they decided to betray the royal family and switch sides. So in one country, the pirate would be a hero, but in the other country, they would be a pirate. So pirate to one country is hero to another country. That was very common. I cannot remember the name, but there was one famous pirate. He was a hero to the English, but a traitor to the Italian. And they called him pirate. So a lot of the pirates, it depends on who you ask. According to the traitors or according to, it depends on whose politics. This is premature politics. This is real politics. Like, this is what politics used to be. And then it would be an enemy of a certain country. That country would then hunt you down. So it wasn't always pirating as in the sense of thieving. It was betrayal or treason. That's really what it was. It was treason. In some cases, you stole directly from the crown. In other cases, it was all about, I don't agree with your politics. For instance, and we see this with Catherine the Great. Was it Catherine the Great? No, she was Russian. We're talking about Catherine, King of Scots. Catherine, Queen of Scots, was the Scottish queen. The English crown decided to behead her for treason to the English throne. You cannot betray the English throne unless you are an English citizen. Catherine, Queen of Scots, was not English. She was Scottish. So the English used this as an example to behead her. That's what led to the Battle of Culloden. That's what led to, well, eventually the American Revolution. So, yeah. The English invaded Scotland, killed their queen on accounts of, well, she betrayed the English throne. She was not a citizen of England. She was Scottish. She was the Queen of Scots. It was an imperialized attempt that they succeeded at. But when you look at shit like that, and then you suddenly look at the way people move and interact with each other, sometimes I think, oh yes, history. I could just talk about history all day long. I really could. I love talking about history. But it's that massive moment of just, you know, I was talking to somebody. I was watching something today. Oh, yeah, it was the journals. I was looking at the science journals. I looked through them and I said, no. And I just put my phone down. I said, I will not play that game. And it's just I refuse to play that game. I'm all done with that game. It's why I left the system. I'm done with the game. I don't want to play that game anymore. They're like, well, you got to choose a side. Well, you got to pick a color. Well, I don't want to play that game. I'm not playing. I am not playing anymore. And that's just it. It's a refusal to play the game. And when you refuse to play the game, it opens the door for you to discover what other games are out there. And that's really it. When I refused to play the game, it opened the world and I went, oh, look at that. We don't have to follow that system. I don't have to follow that sequence of events. I don't have to play that game. Oh, I got more options here. Oh, this is nice. Fascinating. And where I'm at now is I'm trying to, I know what it is. This is Kelvin Ball. I'm trying to invent Kelvin Ball. That's what it is. I have subscribed to Kelvin Ball. I'm going to have to educate you if you don't know what Kelvin Ball is. If you've ever read Kelvin and Hobbes invented this game called Kelvin Ball. Kelvin Ball has one rule. If you think up a rule, it applies. It's precisely the moment you think about it. That's Kelvin Ball. You just think of a rule and it applies. And there's no limitation to the rules. You just invent whatever fuck rule you want and it applies in the moment you think it up. This is Kelvin Ball. So that's probably what I'm doing. Now I got the 12 ethics. So what I'm doing is all ethical and it's fine because there's a 12 ethics and there's prime directives. So I'm good. Prime directive, 12 ethics. I'm good. It's ethical. Now I'm going to play Kelvin Ball. And that's just it. It's this, I have this deep feeling in me. I know what this is. I know what this is. I've been here before. I love when I feel feelings and I get to a point with my feelings where I go, I know what this is. This is this is feeling A, which means, and then it's immediately like, I know what this is. So this is the feeling I get right before I have a massive breakthrough and I discover something big and wonderful and amazing because I'm working through it. That's what we talk for. So we talk and we're getting through the maze and I'm walking around in the fuzzy green leafage foliage of this maze. I'm thinking often of that Harry Potter maze in the fourth movie, and I'm putting my fingers in the maze, only there's no magic in this maze because that's scary. So there's no Voldemort and there's no port key that takes me to Voldemort. I don't want any of that. That's all gone. And there's no creepy mist. Well, sometimes because that's pretty cool, but there's no magic mist. And there's certainly no killer wizard or David Tennant creeping around in the maze, doing weird shit. None of that's there. So it's all the Harry Potter maze without all the bad shit. And I'm putting my fingers in the green maze and I'm going just like that, just like that. And I'm like, I know there's a door here. And I'm like fumbling through the foliage, looking for the door. And I'm going to find the secret door. And there's a secret passage. And it's going to open up this amazing door. And maybe all I really want to do with you is play Dungeons and Dragons in real life. And maybe that's all I really want to do is just play Dungeons and Dragons. But not all the time, just sometimes. And it's all about the sequencing. And then I want to walk into this door and I want to open the secret door and I want to step into the secret door and I want to close it and I'm no longer in the maze. And I'm going, all right, this is the secret, not so secret room inside of the not so magical, scary maze. And now we're going to sit down and we're going to have a secret, not so secret meeting. And it's like, stop the world, I want to get off. That's it. That's it. That's the summation of everything. Just stop the world, I want to get off. And it's like, okay, this is Operation Stop the World, I want to get off. Fantastic. Where do you want to go? Anywhere but here. Ooh, imagination land. Oh yeah, I can go there. Let's do the abstract. I want to go to imagination land. I want to go back to imagination land. That's where I want to go. I want to go back to the make-believe and I want to pretend again. And I know how to do that. Oh my God, do I know how to do that? But sometimes it feels like I'm the only adult in the world who knows how to make believe. And I'm just going, I never stopped. I never stopped with the play and the play and all it is improvisation on a stage. That's not really a stage because it's real life. And Shakespeare said so. All the world is a stage. So never mind the stage. It's just improv. It's improv with sequencing. Oh. Now I understand why imagination is so important in mathematics. This is the connection. I see. I understand the connection between improv, imagination, and problem solving with logic and math. I see. See, when you are make-believing and you are improving, never reverse engineered improv before. It has to be logical. That's the only requirement. It has to be logical. It cannot contradict anything prior to it, unless you're playing Kelvin Ball. But that's exactly it. You're making up the rules as you go along, but the rules cannot contradict anything prior to it. That's the only rule. You cannot contradict any of the previous rules unless you negate them first. Sequencing. So I've been doing this all of my life. And it's this, and when you write a book, that's really what you're doing, is you're building this logical world of comprehension. And if you change one thing, it's going to change everything. It's like, I'm starved for imagination and play, make believe and play. I need to do the game. It's like this massive voiceover. Oh no, you need to do the game now. I know. And I'm it's not time. It's forming and it's not time. I feel like it's bubbling. And one day, I'm going to have an editor come in and they're going to add this really amazing stuff to all of my videos. And I'm going to have special effects. And I'm going to be like, ooh, and there's going to be a cauldron. And the cauldron will be bubbling. And somebody will add cauldron bubbling over here. And I will be able to do my thing. And while I'm doing my awesome, amazing thing, they will just fill in all of my surreal, amazing, sage stuff. It will be amazing. I want to go on an adventure. Oh, definitely. This is my sunshine imagination adventures. That's what this is. See, I knew I was going to kick open this door and I found my secret little room inside my not so magic maze. And that's it right there. That is it right there. Is I want to go on an adventure. You know, I feel like that moment in Muppets Treasure Island. There's got to be something better than this. Like that. That's what I feel right there. There's got to be something better. Something better. Like that's exactly how I feel right now. I love the way words open doors. I love the way words open doors. Words open every door. You say the word and it opens the door. That's really how it works. That's magic. You say the word and it opens the door. Every single time. And when you learn how to open doors with words, you suddenly can open any door. And when you can open any door, you open all the doors. You open all the doors. You really open all the doors. And I don't know how to build the game. That's why I'm not doing it yet. It's because I don't know how to open it. I don't know how to do it. This is the closest I've gotten. All right, we're in our secret, not so secret room behind the magical, not so magical maze. And it's like, how do you open this door? And here's the thing. Ready for this? I'm literally sitting here on this thing. Like while I'm making my notes on this book. Like, like you have no idea how ready I am for this. And I have like, my books are all ready to go. My imagination, I manifested, came from the internet. It just spawned out of nowhere. I ordered it when I ordered your headphones.
I didn't even notice that you had a book on NPC.
Because I took out my book. I took out my book and then I handed you the box of your headphones. What is your cat doing to my plant?
Being really cute.
The Spriggan. She's got her face right into my plant. And she's just chewing on it. It's not a toxic plant. I've checked. It's okay. And could you get her out of the plant? Actually, I went through, toxicity in plants is a huge thing that I have a list of plants that are toxic to cats, and I don't have those plants. I have always wanted, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called because, what are they called? What is it called? It's the Christmas plant, the Christmas flowering plant that everyone buys. I never buy one because they are so toxic to cats.
Holly and the Ivy or something? Holly and the Ivy?
Oh, no, not Holly and the Ivy. That's a song.
Yeah, I know. It's based on Christmas things. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, yes. This is it. Big city denizens. So I so I bought this beautiful book on NPC play. And this is, yeah, this is, okay. Everything about this character really, really rings true to me. Gabriel the Danton. It sounds so Arthur Dent. Like, look at this guy. It's like Sherlock Holmes meets Arthur Dent. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Arthur Dent. Undead underboss. So I need to ask my dad. And I don't, oh my God, I love math. So I don't know. I haven't been able to like, I'm accumulating all the pieces. That's what it is. I'm accumulating, and I know what this is. I know what this is. It all did begin with play. All of it did begin with play. It always begins with play. And when you get to the end of Plato's point, it all just goes right back to the way it began. I have something where I was doing kindergarten for adults for a while. And it's just that moment where you're just screaming, like, I can't handle it anymore. Where you just can't. And it's that a lot of people are talking about an existential crisis. I'm watching shows a lot, and I love watching TV because it reflects the psychology of society. I love doing this. Is something I love doing. So I've been watching. This is something I've been studying. Is if you ever want to see the psychology of people, watch TV, and you can see how it changes. And lately, television is all about, I'm having an existential crisis, and for people who are new to existential crises, it's, oh my God. It's the awareness that you're so much more than you really are. It's the sudden awareness of there's something else here. That's what it is. It's there's something else here. Yeah, there is. There's something here. You're right. And that's that beautiful moment of, well, what the fuck is it? And because we're not taught, and I don't know why we're not, well, I've done a whole lot of history on why we're taught. We knew this. It is the human condition to have that moment to go, wait, what the fuck is going on? There's something else here. Yeah, there is something else here. And it's so part of the human existence that once upon a time in the ancient Greek culture, that's all we taught was, what the fuck is going on here? Let's examine it. There is no more examination. We know what's going on here. And what's going on here is you live on a ledger line, and your progress, your pilgrimage through that ledger line is going to measure your happiness level, your health level, your everything level. It's all measured on that gorgeous line. And the further you get down that line, oh, that's it right there. The further you get down that line, the happier you're going to be because you're pursuing the ledger line. You've got to go on the journey. And when you're born, we're already there. We're like, yes, I'm 2 years old. Time to go on the journey. And then your parents are going, no, you must come over to the dark side. And they put you on this other line, and it's bullshit. And the smarter you are, the faster you figure out that line is bullshit. And by the time you're 45, you're going, okay, they fucking lied to me. Everyone lied to you. Everyone lied to you. You know, I was reading an article. This really pissed me off. I was reading this article where it was a bunch of people blaming the universities for the problem with the world today. And I'm going, like, because they're not delivering on their promise. And I'm not even going to begin to unwrap that illogical nightmare of a shit show of let's blame the universities for this shit. Common denominators, people. That would be correct if 100% of the population attended university. That's all I have to say. That would be correct if 100% of everybody attended university. But you know what 100% of everybody did attend? School. Constant. So I almost want to find somebody who did not attend school and talk to them about their life and see how they grew up without school. Because I'm at a point where I'm convinced if you didn't go to school, you're actually better off than the rest of us. There's something here. And it's this massive starvation of just wanting to explore adventure. Oh yeah, I totally have my Sunshine Imagination Adventures. The Sunshine Imagination Adventures. The thing is, I love Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't like the structure. I don't like the structure. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put together the assignments. And I'm going to go ahead and start building the game. It's already built. I just got to transfer it over and like plug it all in and make it awesome and just add it all together. But I've got the entire outline complete. And then it's just, I'm going to sit here and chill. I'm going to let you guys go play the game. And I'm going to be the NPC. That's what I'm going to do. I'm the NPC. It's something where there's the story. There's the characters. There's the adventure. Yeah, it just opens the door and I had a period of time where I really struggled with, well, it was just the language. I belonged to this sequence and everyone else belonged to that sequence. And it was not knowing what was going on. And then, oh, I belong to this sequence. Like, we're not in the same sequence. And now that I have this understanding, now it's like, okay, yeah, there's other people who belong to the other sequence. And that's just it. I don't subscribe to that sequence. It's such a relief. And I did the same thing with my partner, where it was the sudden realization, the sudden awareness of, oh, we have an integrated bond. Oh, that makes so much. Oh, there you go. Done. All right. And as soon as I had the words integrated bond, everything in the world made sense. Everything made sense. And it just, I was like, oh, okay. And then it was that same comprehension of, oh, I'm an Ashavana. Oh, that makes sense now. Oh, that makes total sense. And it was the same moment I had when I realized, I love epiphany days. I love when I just have epiphany after epiphany. It's, oh, this is the science of storytelling. I just spent 40 years dissecting storytelling. Cool. I want to play now. And that's it. I want to play now. I have dissected story. And what's funny is I'm sitting here going, what story? I don't understand what story is. And I'm dissecting it. I'm like, what is story? And then I finally get to this, and I integrated it today, and I went, oh, this is story. Oh, storytelling is really teaching. Oh, that makes so much sense. All right, great. So I'm ready to play now. So I realized that I am of a different sequence. I belong to a different sequence. And once you, and then it's like this massive, I'm going to just quit life. I'm just going to quit all of their games and all of their nonsense, and I'm just not going to play anymore that bullshit. And when you decide and you realize you don't want to play with the bullshit anymore, it just, you're done with it. I won't play the game anymore. And there are so many people who don't understand it. They're like, I don't understand it. How can you? It's you're in charge. You don't have to play the game. Yeah, you don't have to play any of their games. I can feel pieces of my mind just expanding more and more. And it's a rule. A rule is a metric standard that you have to decide what you need for you. And when you focus on your own rules to keep you safe, you can't be hurt. You can't be hurt. Like there's a whole nother world that exists outside of, oh, I know where I am. I know where I am. I know what's going on. So I left the shark tank, and I got myself into the guppy tank. And then there's like a whole nother world on the other side of the guppy tank, like a whole expansive. I have found the other side. That's what it is. So I left the shark tank a long time ago. And then I found the guppy tank. And I was in the guppy tank for a while. And I realized, oh, I know what I've done. I have exited both systems. And now I am in, I'm just going to call it the final frontier. I don't know what else to call this thing. It's like this great expanse. Oh, that's a really good word for it. The great expanse. I'm just going to call this the great expanse of anything goes. There you go. The great expanse of anything goes. That's where I live. I am in the great expanse of anything goes. So yeah. I think I just have much more to process. And I'm going to figure out how to do this game. Because it's not going to be like anything we've ever done before. But I really want to play this game. All right. Thank you. May the truth always find you.